You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions.
So we're fairly wet here today. Bit of water doesn't help your mulch because it's good for your mulch to dry out, but we'll just have a quick look around. Weeds are really getting away in this garden, unfortunately, but we'll have to keep on top of that. That's simply because we let it get out of control. The areas with the straw on them at least look quite tidy. You can see some weeds springing through already. This is only 6 days after our last video or so. But mostly the mulch is working okay at the moment. I did just throw it straight on top of weeds. There's the old tarp. And here's the mulch. The lawn's growing back quite well already, so we'll have a nice another supply of some more mulch for the next few rows. And under here it's just going yellow, and the grass is starting to look a little bit stressed, so the mulch is probably doing its job. Of course, this is going to be here for probably another 3 or 4 months before we think about planting it, so that should be quite effective at killing off most of the grass and weeds under there. And we'll keep adding more mulch as it needs it. Oh, I can just see there's a few weeds along the edge there that I'm going to have to deal with or cover or tuck under somehow. I should mention we do have another little project planned that's going to be of interest, I think, in the future. Is that in this bank here we're looking at putting an in-ground garden shed, just a little one, but we're looking at building a bit of an in-the-ground garden shed cut into the bank, and maybe a nice little area for table and chairs or something. So that's another little project to look forward to. So we're just carefully coming down here now. It's absolutely sodden wet down here because we've had a big rain storm through here. And having a look at this, I can see there's plenty of weeds coming up through it. So that's going to be a problem. I'm going to need a lot more mulch on here, I think. But it'd be interesting just to see what's going on underneath the grass here. So for those of you that haven't watched before, I'm using the Ruth Stout method to grow, the intention is, potatoes on our back lawn. So in here you can see the grass is yellowing off. It's mostly covered. It was quite a thin layer, and that's probably why it's stuff growing through it so easily. But I've got another little thing I'm going to try today, and these are some lentils that I've just sprouted. We had some out of date ones, and I decided I'd just sprout them and see whether I could make them grow. So I'm going to try sowing some, maybe some in the mulch, and maybe some just on a part of the lawn to see if they'll actually grow up in place of the lawn. It's very damp around here, and I'm hoping that will be a good opportunity to for it to grow in the damp. It's probably too damp if anything, so I'll do a little bit just in the end of the mulch there, and a little bit across here, and hopefully that will the idea is hopefully it'll grow into a plant that we can use for some green fertilizer and just cut off and use as more mulch later. But I just thought it was worth a try. Looking around now, there's probably a lot more to say. The lawn's coming back remarkably fast actually. I've probably got another 3 inches of growth on some of this. This is the problem we have down here, is it's actually sodden wet here. It's actually almost flowing in water. There's so much down here, so it doesn't drain very well. The drainage is a bit of an issue. It used to, when we first made it, it used to actually slope over towards the retaining wall and slowly just drain away because of that, but now it seems to have sunk a little bit further back here and holds a bit of water, so we might have to fix that up at some stage. Oh, somebody's got a tractor up there. Oh, I'll be cleaning all of this mess up today, and I don't think I'll mow the lawn yet again. It's too wet for one, and I don't think there's enough growth on there yet. However, I might see if I can find something to boost the lawn along a little bit so I get a bit more growth on it. So I'll just have another quick look down here. So yeah, there's quite a few patches that were obviously very thin. There's grass growing straight through there, so the mulch is far too thin, so I'm going to have to boost that up a lot. I'm hoping to get hold of some more spoiled hay or straw. Yeah, see, the stuff's just pushed straight through there, so it's literally just lawn growing straight out of it. So it definitely needs a lot more mulch on it, which I will work on. Just thought I'd show you this as well. So we have a friend that has rabbits, and I got her to put aside all the bedding from their clean out for extra mulch. So I am a little concerned. There's quite a bit of food in it, and I'm hoping that doesn't attract rats. But there's a lot of straw, a lot of obviously rabbit droppings in it, which I guess is going to help. And I've just put it around these plants for now, so we'll see how this works. It's just a bit of an experiment really, but I figure it's probably not going to do too much harm. But you can see where there's a lot of food pellets. These are the food pellets here that have just expanded in the rain now. There's also some bedding pellets, which are kind of like a compressed sawdust that also expand like that, but we'll see how it goes. Hoping that'll work nicely. The pea straw experiment around the silver beet is working really well, or chard I think it's called in some places. Working well. There hasn't been, I thought there might be a lot of slug damage, but there hasn't been much at all, and the plants are growing really vigorously. Looking great, far better than the ones I planted without anything around them. Oh, you can probably see around here we have many pumpkin plants coming up all over the show. It's far too late in the season for them to do anything, but I'll just leave them there just out of curiosity. So these are some silver beet plants we planted several weeks ago, and they're still smaller than the seedlings I planted only a week ago now, so I will probably try and I'll get some mulch and try and do those as well. So we're pretty weedy through here, but the beetroot's doing fine. And still no carrots. So yep, carrots are a complete fail at this point. Okay, I will carry on, do my cleanup, and that's probably going to be it for the day. So I've dug the drain that's required to hopefully drain all the excess moisture out of it. I've gone straight across the lawn there because it's so wet in that corner. Sorry about the noise from the neighbours mowing the lawn. And so yep, it'll drain down there to the back of the retaining wall, and around about here it goes that way, and there it goes that way, and we'll drain down to there again, so that we drain out hopefully all the wetness that's coming out of this bank. There's literally a huge amount of water just coming out of it like a spring.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go